How's it? Today is Monday, November 24th. It is a Snatch day, and today today could have gone better. I was very rushed. I missed a lot of lifts. I was very frustrated, and yeah, it's just like sadness and sorrow, and pain and despair, all the bad things. I think one thing that did come out of today is I switched over to the Romanian deadlifts for my pull variation instead of trying to keep pushing the snatch pull at what was it, like at 120. It would have been 123 today if I kept going. But for my overhead movements today, it just was not, it didn't feel super convincing. My warm-ups here were all right. My wrist has been a little bit of an issue, but I don't think that that's the reason why I missed any of my snatch overhead work today. And it's it's okay. It's not the end of the world. That's the thing I'm focusing on right now, is that it's not the end of the world. And I am, for better or for worse, I am a little bit more experienced. But yeah, I wasn't even able to do a push press set of 3 at 115. So there's no shot I was going to even give myself a chance to do the overhead squat on these. I think I pushed a little bit too far behind on one of my top sets, and it kind of just I couldn't overcome that. And that's okay. I think next week, I don't know. Given how the block snatches went today, I think next week is going to change quite a bit. Maybe I need to figure out what I want to do, like long term, rather than trying to just do everything week to week. Of course, that was the whole goal, was trying to do everything long term and trying to figure out what my goals were. Here's my set at 115 here. Right, so that was okay. And then this here, I just can't push it overhead. It just feels like I don't have any agency to do any of that. And I was like, okay, maybe I'm pushing a little bit behind, so let me just try again. And I tried again, and it was worse. It was a lot worse. Yep, yep. So I decided to move on to my block snatches, which was also quite bad. Again, I think that having my long-term goals in mind is very helpful for what I want to do right now. But given that I've switched from the snatch pull, from the snatch pull to the Romanian deadlift, for my pull variation, I feel like that's going to afford me the ability to lift a little bit heavier on the snatch variation itself. So, um, I might just move over to hang snatches next week. I feel like I had quite a few good weeks for the block snatches, but today, at whatever reason, at 95, which is going to be this next set here, it just wasn't really like clicking. And I feel like I had enough height. I feel like I had enough positional awareness to make a good lift, but I just couldn't do it, and that's like quite frustrating to me. I tried again, and yeah, I try not to get too down on everything, because I feel like I've been stringing together a lot of good weeks of training, and having this here isn't an indication of how training has been going. This is just one day in 7 weeks of stuff, or well, it probably wasn't 7 weeks, but like 5 weeks of stuff that was a bad day. And I don't think that is going to, I hope it's not going to impact the way I look at my training from now on. But yeah, given that I'm doing the Romanian deadlifts here, I think that next week I will probably start to do the hang snatch, because I'm a little bit more comfortable with that. I think I'll probably start off a little bit lower than 95, just because I haven't done hang snatches in a while. So I give myself like a few days to practice before I get up to weight. And I think that the Romanian deadlifts here are going to actually help with that, trying to get a squeeze in the, not only in the glutes and everything, but also in the upper back, just to maintain posture. Because maintaining posture is the challenging part for this, rather than like getting the hamstring and the posterior chain working. But yeah, I learned a lot today. Um, it sucked, but I did learn a lot, and I I feel like I'm better for it. Um, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm a bit nervous for tomorrow, as I'm doing my I guess week 4 of the 531, which is kind of a little bit heavier than I was doing for the last week, or sorry, a little bit heavier than I was for the week 1. And I'm trying to push for weights on that. So, pushing too many things all at once is sort of a recipe for disaster, especially if you do it for a long term thing. So I have to be really careful with what I am doing with my weightlifting movements, because the strength things are always going to take precedence over that. If I'm weaker on my strength things, then my weightlifting stuff will never be good. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Shoots.